return to glory. Did we just see what we think we just saw?
If that doesn't give you chills, you're never going to get them.
As good as it gets.
The heart of the NFL beats right here in Kansas City, Missouri. The grills are already hot. The smell of barbecue already in the air. And folks, there is already a sea of red outside of GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. The perfect backdrop for a massive Week 4 across the league. And there is league MVP Josh Allen. Folks, he and the Bills have gone an NFL record 8 straight games without a turnover. And they look to keep that streak and their perfect start intact today.
Yeah, there's C.J. Stroud. You're going to see right here trying to get his team 0-3 to start the season. They take on Tennessee today, trying to get that offense on court.
All right, and we have Justin Herbert. He got the Chargers rolling at 3-0. Today they'll roll into New York to face the winless Giants. On paper, it's a mismatch, but desperate teams are very dangerous.
And how about Jackson Dart fixing his hair right there, looking good, making his first NFL start. He's looking to provide a spark for the 0-3 Giants.
3, 2, 1, go.
4 years, the AFC has run through Kansas City, and GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium has played host to countless iconic battles. Folks, we may have another one on tap later this afternoon. That's when most of you will see Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And hello, folks, and welcome to the NFL Today presented by Jeep. I'm James Brown here in Kansas City with my colleagues Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, and Matt Ryan.
Oh, yeah, JB. What a day. What a day we have ahead of us. We are here in KC.
You think they're ready?
They're ready.
You think they're ready?
And we're ready. And listen, this is a place like no other. This is a place where the energy rattles your chest. The decibels in that stadium, it gets louder and louder. And JB, you said it. The barbecue pit smoke hangs in the air like a pregame anthem. This isn't just another Week 4 matchup. This is a playoff preview. We have two of the best in the game. We have Patrick Mahomes, most say the face of the NFL. Lamar Jackson, some say the most electrifying dual threat in football. 2 MVPs, 2 completely different styles, but the same goal, control the AFC. We have the Ravens, Chiefs, Lamar, Mahomes, star power colliding right here in the backdrop of KC, baby.
And you know what, Nate? This is Week 4, marquee game. It's also Week 4 where it becomes kind of the crossroads for some football teams.
Yeah.
We have 3 teams on our CBS network today. Talking about the Atlanta Falcons and Michael Penix. Shut out last week. Marcus Mariota's behind him. Where he's at with Raheem Morris, the New York Giants. You talk about Brian Daboll. You talk about him now with Jackson Dart getting his first start because they have to get a spark. And then C.J. Stroud. This Houston, Texas team has won the AFC South 2 consecutive years. A lot of questions now about this offense. Right now, there's a lot of critics talking about the head coach. A lot of critics talking about the quarterback. Winning today can silence them.
Yeah, it can silence them. I think when you talk about the young quarterbacks, Jackson Dart making his first start, I think the timing is right. I'm a believer. You have to be aggressive starting young quarterbacks early, but you have to have patience to let them develop. He needs to provide a spark, but he does not need to provide a spark on every play. Settle in. The other guy, Michael Penix, tough performance last week. Absolutely no doubt about that. He's got to not make bad performance too. And they've got to get back to running the football with Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
Their team and their identity is about running the football. In that win they had over the Vikings, over 200 yards rushing. Bijan Robinson, 22 rushing attempts. Hand the football off.
Take the pressure off of him.
Take the pressure off of these young quarterbacks.
Hey, fellas, this is week what now?
4.
Critics don't have patience. That's not synonymous with critics, is it not?
It is not.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Hey, folks, and for more on those young signal callers and all of our early slate of games, let's bring in our excellent colleague station around the league, starting out in East Rutherford with Melanie Collins. Hello, Melanie.
Hello, JB, and the excitement around MetLife Stadium is palpable ahead of Jackson Dart's first NFL start. He's had a full week of practice in preparation. In this game plan tailored to his strengths, they've simplified the play calls, and Jackson told me competing in the SEC on the biggest stages against the best competition have prepared him for this moment. He is confident, and he is looking to bring energy, a spark, and a little bit of swagger to his first NFL start against the LA Chargers. And with that, we'll send it to Atlanta and Evan Washburn.
Hey, Mel, the Commanders coming to this matchup against the Falcons banged up. They're down 3 offensive starters, including quarterback Jaden Daniels, who will miss his second straight game with that left knee strain. But there's plenty of confidence in Marcus Mariota stepping in against his former team in 2 games with the Commanders, as again, a punt seems to find me during these hits. Full games with this Commanders offense. They've scored at least 40 points, and they've won both. Now for more on the Bills and that matchup in Buffalo, here's A.J. Ross.
Evan, the Bills haven't lost a party or a game here at Highmark Stadium in 13 straight home contests, going back to last year. And Who Run It is the theme song for James Cook today, who has rushed for a touchdown in 7 straight games and is on the verge of a franchise record. But can the Bills defend the run? That's a question the Saints are going to test today with Alvin Kamara and the Bills' run defense currently ranking last in the league. Now let's send things over to Amanda Balionis in Houston.
AJ, thank you. We have 2 0-3 teams here in Houston, hoping this is the week they can get it turned around. For the Titans head coach, Brian Callahan has passed off his play calling duties to quarterbacks coach Bo Hardegree. Cam Moore telling us he's excited about it. He hopes this is what can get their pass game going. Now, as for the Texans, CJ Stroud told us the game strategy. It's not about winning this game. It's about winning every single play. He said if we can do that, we get back to being the team we know we are. JB?
Amanda, thank you so much. Impressed that Evan Washburn, a former great lacrosse player, stayed aware of those errant balls in the air. Hey, I think that the descriptor over Atlanta today would be emotional.
It's definitely going to be emotional at the start of this game in Atlanta. And they're celebrating a longtime assistant coach in the NFL, Greg Knapp, who died tragically in July of 2021. That is his wife, Charlotte, right there hugging Dan Quinn. Greg had a habit before games of running the stadium stairs to get himself in a mind space to be able to go prepare. Both organizations have ties to Greg Knapp and are honoring him today by running the stairs. Even our own J.J. Watt right here got involved. You know he doesn't like to miss a workout, so he enjoyed that this morning. Greg was an incredible coach. He was my quarterback coach in Atlanta from 2018 to 2020. He had a great disposition about him. Yeah. He was positive when he needed to be. He was tough when he needed to be. But more important than any of the coaching I got, Greg was a great friend. He's truly missed, but he is not forgotten by the NFL community.
Yeah, I was able to play under Greg Knapp when I was in Seattle, and he had the demeanor of a close friend, like you said, but he was a fierce competitor. He knew the X's and O's, so he allowed us to be the best versions of ourselves on the field, but off the field, he knew us as well. He was a truly, truly special man. That's why he is so loved, and we miss him dearly.
So respected in the coaching community.
You're right about that. Right about that. So make sure you stick around. More to come on the NFL Today, live from Kansas City, baby!
Coming up on the NFL Today, Tony Romo joins the show to give us his take on some of the NFL's biggest stories, including today's showdown on CBS between the Ravens and Chiefs. Nate catches up with the Chargers great Keenan Allen before he steps on the field to take on the Giants. J.J. Watt knows a thing or two about pressuring quarterbacks, so who better to talk about the pressures facing some of the young QBs in the game today? All that and more when the NFL Today returns on CBS. The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
The NFL and the American Cancer Society created Crucial Catch because early cancer detection can save lives. Folks, don't wait. Visit NFL.com/Crucial Catch to find your local cancer screening resources and to learn how to reduce your cancer risk.
Houston goes to 0-3 in deep trouble to start the 2018 campaign.
It sucks. We don't want to be here. You have to find a way to win.
I know that this team is capable of playing a lot better.
A brand new game and maybe a brand new season. Bear Bears kick is up, and it's good! And the Texans win in overtime!
Let's go on the road.
What a game! 8 games in a row. Phenomenal run by the Texans of 9 consecutive victories. Texans have won the AFC South, and they're headed to the playoffs.
And joining us now to share what's on his mind, that is our guy, J.J. Watt. J.J., I know you don't necessarily want to think about this, but you were on the last 0-3 squad to make the playoffs, and now your Texans sitting in the same spot. How can they turn it around this season from your perspective?
Yeah, JB, sometimes you're sitting in that locker room and at 0-3 and you look around, you're like, yeah, we are an 0-3 team. But then other times you're sitting there and you're like, man, we are so much better than this. And you look at the Texans, they played the Rams, they played the Buccaneers. Those are 2 very tough playoff level components, and they played them tough and tight. But they have to get their offense going. They haven't been down there in the red zone. They haven't been putting the ball into the end zone. So they have to find a way to get it going. We know that defense is stout and can be stingy, but they just have to put points on the board, and it needs to start today if they're going to turn this thing around.
You know, JJ, I remember going 0-3 in 2000. We won our next 5, and we never got in the playoffs. We finished 9-7. There was no margin of error. But the biggest thing that I always felt was you got to be careful, because you're right. This Houston team, they've won a division 2 years in a row. The defense has been stout. You start to think about frustration on a young quarterback's mind, because where he's in his very pivotal 3rd year, it just sounds to me that right now this is a huge game for them at home against a winless divisional team. There's a lot at stake right now for C.J. Stroud particularly.
Yeah, and Coach, you know better than anybody. From the outside world, everybody wants you to get all 3 wins back immediately. They want you to get back to 3-3, and they want you to do it right now. But it's just one game at a time. It's literally going out there to practice on Wednesday and having good practice, Thursday, Friday, and then on game day, executing and doing things that you know how to do. So it's not something that you can put the whole weight of the world on your shoulders. You just have to go out there and play good football. JJ, let's talk about the game that you're doing today. My Falcons, right? Last week, a disappointing effort from them. A lot of pressure on Michael Penix to come out and perform better. But like, I'm looking around, I'm thinking, what is their identity? What about Bijan Robinson? What about featuring him early, having the offense run through him, take some of that pressure off of Mike Penix? What's your thoughts on the Falcons bouncing back today?
Yeah, Matt, you know better than anybody. 2 weeks ago, the Falcons were riding high. They beat the Vikings. They had over 200 yards rushing on the ground, and everything was great. And then 1 week later, everybody thinks the sky is falling and everything's going to heck. And understandable. That's the NFL. That's where we are. And when you put up 0 points in a game, people are going to come at you like that. But it's funny. We talked about predictability a lot this week with that Atlanta offense. And Raheem Morris had a great quote. He said, yes, we are predictable. Bijan's going to get the ball. And so that's what they have to do. Bijan has to be the guy that leads this team. He called himself the engine. He said, I need to be the engine. Whether it's run, whether it's pass, he leads the team in both. He has to be the guy to do it today.
I don't think that coach would disagree with that philosophy. Oh, hey, JJ, young quarterbacks indeed are under the microscope across the league. One guy getting his very first start today, that would be Giants rookie Jackson Dart. From a player perspective, your thoughts about that decision?
I mean, for a young guy, I'm very excited for him. From a fan and a former player and an analyst standpoint, I don't like how we do this thing where we say, like, we're going to let this guy sit and we're going to let him grow, and then we toss him into the fire in week 4. Like, let's just be honest about it. Let's be honest about why we're drafting these quarterbacks so high and so early, and that we want them to go out there and succeed. If you're going to let them sit, let's be honest and stick to that and give them that time to grow. But when you throw them out there, it just kind of muddies all the waters and it puts them in a tough spot. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how he plays. It sounds like the locker room and his teammates are very excited, so it's going to be very fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, JJ, I think about it like have a plan, whatever that plan may be. If it's to play them, I'm a believer in playing guys early and being aggressive, letting them play, but you have to have patience when you have performances that are not going to be pretty. Like Michael Penix has only started, this will be his 7th start of his career. Jackson Dart doing it the first time. Will they have patience with him?
Well, Matt, you know better than anybody. We've talked about this before with us. I personally had a game earlier in my career where if I was judged the way quarterbacks are judged, I would have been ran out of town with Houston because I played so badly. You had a game early in your career where it wasn't exactly your best performance, but you get time. You don't develop people anymore.
Yeah, I didn't get run through the coals after going 3 for 17 in the first half of my second game. It wasn't good, by the way.
I don't love that in today's world. It's kind of college, NFL, everybody. We're not giving anybody time to develop anymore.
Awesome. Thank you, JJ.
No
Nate,
doubt.
you had a busy week. Let's transition a little bit right here. You're the busiest man on TV, in my opinion, but somehow you found the time to head out to Seattle this week to take in the Mariners throwing this first pitch right here. How did we feel about the delivery? How was the experience? And the Mariners clinched the AL West. Pretty cool scene.
They sure did. So you guys are surprising me. I was so confused. I'm like, what's going on? Drew Gillespie, talk to me. Am I supposed to talk to JJ next or what? But shout out to the Mariners. I love them. They called me out. And what a night for Seattle. What a night for the Mariners. And hopefully they can take it all the way and win a World Series.
Any nerves? Any nerves?
Oh, for sure. Up on that mound, I tried to hang the leg a little bit and bring the heat. I threw it a little high.
It was high, but it was fast.
It was fast. But speaking of bringing some heat,
we need some heat.
You know what? I have the Buffalo Wild Wings blazing wings. So shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings for bringing the heat. Now here's the thing. Here's the challenge. The challenge is you have to eat 10 wings in less than 5 minutes. And this is their spiciest sauce. You can't have any drinks. You can't have any other sauces. You can't have anything. So I'm going
to... Is this your last meal?
Yeah, it might be. All right? Now listen, I like a little spice.
Are you going to get all 10?
And there was a few people that gave me the warning today saying that if you touch this, do not touch your eyes because you're going to bleed out of your eye sockets.
Get it?
Did you say 10 in 5 minutes?
Thoughts?
Okay.
I see.
Oh, this is light work. This is light work.
Lightweight.
Hey, Nate,
talk to the crowd.
Nate might say light work. Bill and Matt, did you hear his voice become a whisper? His voice became a whisper, right?
Got a little high there, did it?
Got a little high, did it not?
That's right.
While Nate continues to do his thing as he does so well with the crowd wherever we go, let me just take care of a little business.
They're really hot.
By saying that was CBS Sports On the Road, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. All right, Nate, you take it to break if he hears me.
I got you, Nate. I'll take over with Jackson Dart stepping in at QB. All eyes shift to Malik Neighbors, the Giants playmaker who can help the rookie QB in his first NFL start.
The NFL Today is sponsored by FanDuel. Play your game. Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. And by Jeep. There's only one.
This offseason, members of the Falcons traveled to the Dominican Republic, partnering with Compassion International. That to help lift children out of poverty.
Love seeing that. All right, each week on Nickelodeon, join yours truly and my guy, Young Dylan, as we turn the highlights into slime lights and find out who joins Isaiah Rodgers in taking home the slimiest trophy in the land, the MVP, all that and more on NFL Slime Time, Wednesdays at 5 Eastern and Thursdays on Paramount+. Set the tone from the first snap to the last.
It's caught. Flowers with the touchdown. And it's caught by Kelsey. Touchdown!
You're not entertained by that. You don't have a pulse.
Touchdown, Ravens! Let's go!
And Nate, later today at 4:25 Eastern, most of you will see Lamar and the Ravens taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, while some of you will catch the Bears and the Raiders. Well, with kickoff just about a half hour away, folks, it is time now to set the scene at your game as we take you out to first on the field for the latest news and updates on your matchup.
And NFC South here in Week 4. And here in the broadcast booth, Ian Eagle along with J.J. Watt. J.J., no Jaden Daniels once again. He missed last week. He's out again with that sprained left knee. So the Marcus Mariota revenge tour continues. Last week, he and his squad beat the Raiders. His former team is going against another former team today.
Yeah, Marcus did a great job for them last week, and you can tell that this Commanders organization has a lot of faith in him. They upticked the run game a little bit last week. He's extremely good at the zone read, and that Cliff Kingsbury offense has been perfect for him. For the Falcons, Michael Penix has to get going this week. They struggled big time. 0 points on the board last week. He's taken accountability. Zach Robinson's moving down from the booth to the field. That offense needs to get going.
And the engine of that offense is the dynamic Bijan Robinson. He can gash you on the ground, and he can do his damage through the air. Take your pick.
No doubt. He's their leading receiver. He's their leading rusher. He needs to be that engine. 2 weeks ago against Minnesota, the Falcons had over 200 yards on the ground. Today, they're going to need a bunch of ground yards, and it all starts with Bijan. And then for the Commanders, it's Bobby Wagner in the middle. The guy's been doing it for 14 years. He's one of the best middle linebackers our game has ever seen. He's a tackling machine, and it's going to be his job to keep an eye on Bijan.
The Commanders will be without their Pro Bowl wide receiver Terry McLaurin today. Quad injury, no surgery required. They're going to lean on Deebo Samuel to do a little bit of everything this afternoon.
Yeah, and we talked to Cliff Kingsbury. He said, we have to get the ball in Deebo's hands. He's so good after the catch. He's so tough to tackle. Obviously, they're going to see an uptick in his receptions today, so look for a big day out of Deebo. And then for the Falcons, Caden Ellis on the defensive side. Their middle linebacker, 150 tackles last year. He's going to be active today.
So the Falcons are hosting the Commanders today here in Atlanta. We've got all the action for you. Coming up, an in-pads interview with Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen. That's when the NFL Today continues after this.
Time now for Pregame HQ delivered by Domino's.
Lamar, how do you get over as a team the hurdle of the Chiefs that
Patrick Mahomes against Lamar Jackson, 5-1. Isn't that amazing?
You've called Kansas City your kryptonite in the past.
It ain't my kryptonite.
It's a heavyweight bout today in Kansas City.
What a matchup it is. Right sideline wide open with the catch. Touchdown!
We love it when the superstars in the league go head-to-head.
You got two unbelievable quarterbacks playing at a spectacular level. Lamar Jackson, he's dynamic, he's special.
Patrick Mahomes is different than the rest of the world. He's definitely rare.
Going to be an amazing matchup.
You know they're going to go back and forth for another decade.
And we've got two excellent quarterbacks here at the desk. Folks, it's always great when the one and only Tony Romo joins the party. He'll be on the call, of course, later today. And certainly not to downplay the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. But over the last couple of seasons, it feels like, as a matter of fact, it's a fact that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have elevated their games to new heights. Both of those quarterbacks.
They really have. I think you're seeing some of the best quarterback play we've seen ever. And I really mean that. We saw Peyton and Tom, who moved that up almost another level, and Bill Cowher coached against those guys. It's very difficult to go against guys who are coaches on the field and can do it all. But these guys have the ability to move around, create. On top of that, and each year they gain more understanding of football. They get closer to where Peyton and Tom were. Drew Brees, these guys who knew the game at such a high level with athleticism. That's a scary proposition for any defense.
Yeah, and I think it's not only the plays they're making, it's what they're not doing as well, right? You talk about Josh in the last 12 games accounting for 30 touchdowns, 1 interception. Lamar Jackson in the last 20 games accounting for 50 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Mm-hmm. Like, those ratios are outrageous. So the ability to make these big explosive plays while not putting your ball or your team at risk with turnovers and short field opportunities, it's unbelievable what they're doing right now.
All right, guys, we got to call an audible, and it's something we do that's really cool on the NFL Today. We're talking to players in the pads as they get ready for their game, and right now we have one of the best receivers of his era, Keenan Allen of the Chargers. What's up, Keenan? How you doing, baby?
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. I appreciate you joining us. Now, listen, you made a quick stop in Chicago, but you are back rocking the powder blue. What is it like slipping back into that Chargers jersey again?
Oh, it's great, man. Being back home, being back with the family, with the organization, man. Just feels comfortable. It feels like home.
All right, listen, you made one of the best catches I have ever seen when you were at MetLife. I know you remember it on the sideline, spinning around one-handed. You're looking at it right now. So what's up, baby? We're going to get an encore. You're back in the building, same location. You're going to cook up something even crazier?
Nah, just gonna try to make my plays, man. Whatever comes my way, gonna try to come down with it, and let the irony play out by itself. 10,000 was that catch.
No doubt.
We'll see what happens.
No doubt about it. Listen, you guys are undefeated, and there's nothing better than starting the season off that way. But you've been in the league a long time. You can't get ahead of yourself. Start feeling yourself. What is your message to the team, especially the young pups?
Just to play our game, man. Don't try to do nothing special. Don't try to do nothing that we don't do. Just do your plays, play by play. Remember your technique, and just don't let the game come to you. Don't try to be too special.
No doubt about it. Listen, you are special, though. Starting off the season with touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, you're balling out. You're the definition of getting better with time. Do your thing today. Good luck and ball out.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
The one thing about, you talk about the quarterbacks, Josh, Lamar, and Patrick. I'll tell you, Justin Herbert this season right now is taking that next step. You talk about what he's done, not turning the football over. They've expanded the passing lane. But just going back, Tony, to these three dynamic guys of Josh Allen, you talk about Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. And I think the thing about Patrick, to me, that separates him, the fourth quarter of games, he'll do what he has to do. I think Josh, Lamar are runners. Patrick's a scrambler. He's always looking to improvise and do things that are kind of off record and off course. So talk to me about what you see in those guys, particularly the fourth quarter, game on the line.
Number one, Patrick Mahomes learns throughout the game better than anybody. And that's his trait. I didn't even plan that. That was just random.
But you're just saying downloading information quarter by quarter.
He literally, correct. He's AI, so it literally is like he is producing information in his brain faster than others. You got him early. He's sensing everyone's mannerisms from the nickel corner, whether he came or not. He's off coverage. Now this corner over here is off coverage. This linebacker's bluffing in the line. I know he's not coming. He did earlier once, but when he did it, he was actually on his left foot. In the fourth quarter, that happens. He goes, gotcha, nowhere to go with the ball. I can use my eyes against you, get to the right spots. That's what's happening right now with Josh Allen. You're seeing him develop that trait to where he's getting to that point now where he is using all the numbers, leverage, and just really all the detail that he gets throughout a game. He's like, I use that now in the end. And that's why they're almost unbeatable.
I think he just gave him a new nickname, Pat GPT. You know what I'm saying? The dude's working with AI under the helmet.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
So as a former Cowboy, I certainly have to get your thoughts. It's much talked about. Jerry Jones' double down look, he says it was a good financial move, had to let Micah go. But from a player perspective, he'll be on display tonight. Talk about how you see that move. Micah to Green Bay.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think there's a chance that both teams can win in this scenario. In the short term, there's no way you lose Micah and you're a better football team technically. You can talk about it all you want, but can you pay three guys in the top 2 or 3 in the league at their position the highest amount of money for a time period and win? You might have a year or two, right? But it's going to hit you at some point. I think everyone knows his talent, his ability. He makes the corners better. He makes the linebackers better.
Yeah.
Everyone has to play a little bit longer now, pass defense. And so to me, it's just one of those we need to wait and see how it plays out. I do think that there's just a lot that goes into this right now, but at its core, it's money, salary cap, there's all these numbers. You always want to keep your best players.
And while the spotlight is on Micah, Bill Cowher brought up a key point. Let's not forget an important part of that trade.
Well, I mean, Kenny Clark is coming on the other side. And I know Kenny Clark was a leader in that locker room.
There you go.
And he's now going against Jordan Love, that offensive line. My question to you is Tony, you're down there. You got a pulse for that football team. Micah's presence in the Dallas locker room compared to his presence now in the Green Bay locker room.
No, you hit it on the head, and this is really going to be one of those situations where not only lost Micah Parsons, you lost a little bit of a leader. He was just growing into that role.
Yeah.
And you saw this play out over the years. You saw it where all of a sudden, like when I came in, you had older guys, and so you're trying to be a leader, especially as a quarterback and everything. And for him, he had older guys. Now he's becoming the man. He's about to take over, and then he shipped out, and now he's in Green Bay, and now it's like you got to restart the leadership role.
Yeah.
Even though everyone wants to give him the leadership role because it's Micah Parsons, you assume he went into a whole new locker room who have relationships and opinions and feelings and everything. So
That already has a few leaders.
Yes, exactly. And these guys were going to be a good defensive football team.
Right.
Now it's his job to go create those, and you're seeing that happen right now. But that's a lot of work. It's a lot on your plate, and it disrupted overnight.
All right, let's go from one defense to another defense that's playing here today. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens defense. We talk about leadership and playing better. It's similar to how they started last year. They started slow, but they were not defending the pass last year in the first half of the season. This year, it's been the inability to stop the run.
Yeah.
What's your expectation of them today? How do they get sorted out?
Well, there's two things. Number one, as we're talking about the Ravens, we could be talking about the Chiefs as well, because all those years, you remember this? The Patriots have lost it. The Patriots have lost it. Now they don't have it anymore. And now I hear the same thing with the Chiefs. The Chiefs have lost it. They're just not the same team. It's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, settle down. Patrick Mahomes is still here. Andy Reid's
still coming out of that tunnel.
Let me just say this about the
Ravens are the same.
The Ravens are the same, but that Baltimore defense, the biggest thing is they're getting up a lot of big plays right now.
You're right.
Tackling's been an issue. Situational defense has been an issue. And I'm not so sure that the defensive coordinator has a feel for this football team. They had struggles last year. They tried to bring Kyle Hamilton to the line of scrimmage. Now he may have to go back. So you look at these plays right here. Here's a tackling. Watch this right here. Watch the angle right here. It's a free safety. He's got him in the alley. You got to make that tackle.
100%.
That's a missed tackle. It's a bad angle. How about situational awareness? We're in the fourth quarter of this game. You're up by 15 points. Zach Orr, why are you calling it all out plays? They sat there, and then Josh coaches him out. He knows zero coverage. You slip screen it. And again, more missed tackles. It's in the fourth quarter. But don't put him in that situation. Another one. Get him down. Okay, so you got that. And then at the end of the game, the discipline it takes in the secondary with your eyes. Watch this. This is against right here against the Detroit Lions. 4th and 2, fourth quarter. He's got him in motion. His eyes are in the backfield. He loses them. Right now, you sit there and they're going to have to get the right there from Humphreys. So again, there's situations that have happened, situational awareness, tackling, and focus that has to happen for that defense right now to take the next step.
They absolutely need to tackle better. They need to be more physical. They need to get off and shed blocks. And that's a commitment you got to take and go with it. Yeah. And then the other part is your eyes. Some new guys, people, they will correct it. John Harbaugh's done it before, but you're right. This team, they're in trouble a little bit with that.
Tony Romo, thank you. And Patrick Mahomes has a new nickname now.
Pat GPT.
GPT. All right, folks. We'll step aside. Go ahead, Matt.
And as Bijan Robinson, he makes it tough for defenses to tackle. I think the Atlanta Falcons got to feature him today in the run game to get back on track.
Hey, the reigning MVP and his team, folks, they've looked hungry to start the year. And as long as Josh Allen is cooking, the whole squad eats. Folks, the Bills look to keep their place at the table as one of the league's 6 unbeaten teams.
It's blocked! It's blocked! Are you kidding me? The Eagles are 3-0.
Can McLaughlin send the Buccaneers to 3-0?
Come on, Chase. Come on, Chase.
And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 3-0.
Christian McCaffrey with room to run. The Niners are 3-0. They're in first place in the NFC West. The beast has been released.
For the second straight season, the Bills improve to 3-0.
The Indianapolis Colts are 3-0 for the first time since 2009.
First 3-0 start in 23 years.
How about that Chargers?
Chiefs Kingdom is loud and proud today, folks. These fans are out in droves. The vibes around the set simply immaculate. There's no question. This place right here, consistently at the top of every list for the best tailgating in the NFL. Folks, we're about to see why. All right, here we are. And since we are in the mecca of barbecue, we thought, why not have our own cookout, Nate? Which is what we're doing. So let me set the table for my guys here.
All right.
We've got 6 unbeaten teams on the menu.
Yep.
So the question is, who are you ordering today?
So for the entree, JB, I'm going to take the LA Chargers right here.
All right.
And I'm going to, easy. Hey, they win and they split it right there. You know what? It's ribs right there because I love the quartet of Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, and then you have Derwin James on the other side. These guys all got a little bit of sauce to how they play the game. And so that's why I said a little bit of barbecue right there. That's why I got the Chargers for my entree.
All right, for my entree, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. They are the brisket. Because brisket takes time. It takes patience. You know, just like the patience you have to have as a Bills fan, because they've been waiting forever for this team to get back to a Super Bowl and then possibly win one. And here's the thing, brisket, when you have it on the plate, everything else tastes better. It's kind of like playing with Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen, when he's at quarterback, everybody else plays a little bit better. He tends to season up the team a little bit with his gameplay. So yeah, for me, it's the brisket. They are the Bills.
All right, let me get the, where's the Eagles right here? I'm going to stay in the Bird family right here. The Eagles are like, you're not 3-0. We're talking 3-0.
Undefeated team.
All right, here we go. The Eagles are like chicken. They're like barbecue chicken.
Okay, barbecue chicken.
It's always good.
No doubt.
It's always good.
You can always count on it.
You can always count on it. You might not be the most popular dish or entree at a barbecue. People brag about their brisket. They brag about their ribs. But that chicken is always good.
Ooh.
And the Eagles are always good.
If our Vita carries cornbread, not cornbread, cornbread is here, we're good. Hey, folks, so if those teams are the entrees of my guys, so the only other question to ask is, who are the side dishes?
Well, you know what? I'm going to start with my side dish right here, being this football team here at Tampa Bay Bucks. They have strung together 3 wins in the very last minute. So they're very stringy. So I thought some coleslaw. So coleslaw, you got some salad.
They were stringing together wins.
Stringing together some wins. And and it's a little creamy at times because it's Baker. So I'm going to go with Tampa.
All right. I don't know what that means, but all right. All right. So he said, for my side dish, I'm going with the Colts. Because here's the thing, it's a potato salad. You don't really show up to a barbecue for the potato salad, but it tends to show up on everybody's plate, right? And surprisingly, unexpectedly, when it's there, it's good. Surprisingly, unexpectedly, Daniel Jones and the Colts, they're good. So I'm going with Daniel Jones and the Colts as the side dish, the potato salad. It's that team that you didn't know you needed.
Nate, everybody can't make potato salad.
That's right. You can't eat everybody's potato salad either.
I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers, and they're the mac and cheese.
All right, talk to me.
When the ingredients are right in mac and cheese, and it's done well, it could be the star of the show. But if the ingredients aren't right, it can be a little bit average. A little shaky. They got a lot of missing parts right now in San Francisco. I'm not quite sure the ingredients are right. That's why they're a side dish. But if you get it right, that mac and cheese is good.
Yeah. Whoa. I got a special entree.
You do?
For January.
Oh, January.
It's comfortable.
Uh-huh.
It's confident.
Uh-huh.
It's dangerous.
Yeah?
It's AFC approved.
What?
It's called the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. That's a special January entree right here, baby. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Hey, folks. Coach here in Kansas City, so it only makes sense. Hey, it's time now to play your game with FanDuel. You can bet same game parlays and more on any NFL game. So, fellas, the question is, what are your picks for today's same game parlay?
Hold on, JB.
I'll go.
All right,
I got Justin Herbert. He's been averaging over 270 yards passing every game. He goes over 250 today. I got a hunch about that.
I got Derrick Henry with a anytime touchdown. Mark Andrews have 40 receiving yards.
You know what? You said that Michael Penix needs a little bit of help. They need to lean on the running game to help him out, take the pressure off of him as a passer. So I'm going with Bijan Robinson, anytime TD.
That's a good choice right there, Nick.
Good choice right there. JB, how you doing, man? You sweating a little bit, big fella?
No, because I'm about to go off plan. I love me some cornbread. talk about the early game over in
Early in Dublin, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings, and it was the Pittsburgh Steelers you're going to see right here in Dublin. And I'll tell you, Mr. Rooney would be proud. He was watching from above, and here's DK Metcalf, man from Aaron Rodgers. He will take it to the house, 80 yards. The Pittsburgh Steelers gave up a late touchdown. Maybe they were close at the end. They came away with the win, 28-24, and it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers coming off from Ireland. And I'll tell you what, it's very good for the Rooney family, for Pittsburgh. Great game for them.
And, of course, that game was over on NFL Network. Matt, you're champing at the bit to say something about this matchup over in Ireland.
Yeah, listen, I think Aaron Rodgers is playing efficient football right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a great sign for them moving forward. They've had competitive, tough games that they've won. I think that's going to bode well for them as the season goes on. They're battle-tested.
Yeah, and the guys that they're bringing in, stepping up, making plays like DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I think, listen, this game today we're going to have is going to be special. Woo! Quarterbacks we have. We got the Arrowhead crowd getting ready right now.
We're going to make some noise.
I tell you,
we're going to make some noise.
So you know what? Whenever we go on the road, Nate has a special relationship with the audience, the crowd, with respect to this jacket. Talk about it as we...
Oh, yeah, I got to represent the brand, baby. Shout out to CBS. Nobody does it better.
All right, folks, we're going to get some barbecue and kick it with these Chief fans for just a bit. So we'll see you back here at halftime. But first, with kickoffs just a few minutes away.
JB, we got to get you in some AC, man. You look like a chocolate bar sweating out here. We'll get you out to your game next.
The NFL Today on CBS is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
And welcome back to the NFL Today, folks. We'll see you later at 4:25 Eastern for the big Ravens-Chiefs showdown. But right now, we take you out to the sights and sounds of the game between the Commanders and the Falcons. Let's send you out to Atlanta with our announcers, Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, and Evan Washburn.
JB, we join you today from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. These two teams meeting for the 5th consecutive season. Marcus Mariota is back in Atlanta, this time as a member of the Commanders and starting at quarterback. Michael Penix and the Falcons try to turn the page after last week's disheartening shutout loss in Carolina. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Ian Eagle, J.J. Watt, Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. Jaden Daniels will miss his second consecutive game with a left knee injury. So, Marcus Mariota gets the call once again.
Yeah, and the best backup quarterbacks are the ones you don't have to change the offense for. And the Commanders are very comfortable and very happy to have Marcus Mariota on their offense because he runs it seamlessly. Cliff Kingsbury has full trust in him to run the full offense, and I want to show you a little bit of what makes that offense so great. Watch the play design. You've got 3 guys in the backfield, and you're going to have players going everywhere. They're leaving both defensive ends unblocked, the 2 right side offensive linemen going one way, 2 tight ends going the other, and Mariota puts Max Crosby in a blender. And Max Crosby is not in a blender very often, but he's able to run that zone read so well. Cliff has full confidence in him.
It's only week 4, yet it feels like the stakes are really high right now for the Falcons. That's on the heels of the 30-0 loss in Carolina. Michael Penix, he struggled in that one.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you put up 0 points. Yeah. It's really, really tough, and of course, people start talking. And I think people are talking about the Falcons a little more because they took 2 big swings at the quarterback position, Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. And when you have a game with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, the pressure ratchets up. But you have to remember, he's a young guy. Let's give him time to develop. Let's see how he bounces back.
And just after warm-ups, Evan caught up with Penix.
Michael, after all the struggles last Sunday, what do you and this Falcons offense have in store in terms of response in this game?
The biggest thing, get a rhythm early, go out there and put points on the board, and I know that we're going to do that today. We had a great week of practice, and I can't wait to get it going.
Where can you guys gain an edge on this Commanders defense?
Like I said, man, just going out there executing at a high level. We know both teams are going to make plays. We got to make the most, and that's what we're going to do today.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Countdown to kickoff continues here in Atlanta. Get you ready for the Commanders and the Falcons. Washington has won 4 straight in the series. Much more still to come as we continue on CBS.